Welcome back to our channel. If you thought your relationship status was complicated, just wait until you meet Diller and Diane von Furstenberg, a power couple that proves love can defy all categories, logic, and possibly gravity. Imagine a love story that starts with indifference, includes breaks, a few plot twists, a dash of cosmic destiny, and ends in a mansion filled with couture and confusion. Barry, the media mogul with the resume of Zeus, has just dropped a truth bomb that's more surprising than a Vogue editor in flip-flops. He's had his share of dalliances with men, but his heart belongs to one woman, Diane. The wrap dress queen and the only human who could probably outfashion a Greek goddess. Diller, who has been married to fashion designer Diane von Furstenberg since 2001, is openly speaking for the first time about his past relationships with men. While there have been a good many men in my life, there has only ever been one woman, and she didn't come into my life until I was 33 years old, the billionaire wrote Tuesday in an essay for New York Magazine titled, The Truth About Us. After all these years ahead of the release of his memoir, who knew? He continued, I have never questioned my sexuality's basic authority over my life. I was only afraid of the reaction of others. The IAC chairman, 83, said that when he began dating von Furstenberg, now 78, after they met in 1974, he never questioned that its biological imperative was as strong in its heterosexuality as its opposite had been. He added that when the romance happened, his initial response was, who knew? The couple were off and on for years and separated in 1981 before eventually reuniting in 1991. They then went on to tie the knot in 2001 but did not have kids together. However, the Belgian fashion maven has 2 adult children from her previous marriage to Prince Egon von Furstenberg, Alexander von Furstenberg, 55, and Tatiana von Furstenberg, 54. Diller, who has only ever been married to Diane, added in his essay that he is well aware his relationship with the designer has caused confusion and lots of speculation, alluding that those in his inner circle have known about his sexual desires for men. A relationship that began with indifference, then exploded into a romance as natural to us as breathing, surprised us and everyone else. It really is the miracle of my life, the businessman added of his 24-year marriage, which he also described as a unique and complete love. Plain and simple, it was an explosion of passion that kept up for years. Diller then further confessed, and yes, I also liked guys, but that was not a conflict with my love for Diane. I can't explain it to myself or to the world. He added that he and Diane were in some cosmic way destined for each other. Diller said he related to modern-day views on sexual identities, which are much more fluid and natural without all those rigidly defined lanes of the last century. Diane's rep exclusively tells Page 6 in response to the piece, the secret of honoring love and life is to never lie, quoting New York Times best-selling author Diane Chamberlain. It's unclear where the pair's relationship stands now following the public admission. However, it does not appear that either party has filed for divorce. In 2010, Diane gave rare insight into her own views on her marriage, telling Page 6 at the time, Barry has loved me unconditionally for 34 years. I did leave him, and I went with other men, but they always ended up being jealous of Barry and not the other way around, she added, referencing gaps in their relationship. At the end, he got me, and I'm happy he got me, Diane said. He's the pillar of our family. The House of DVF alum confessed at the time, though, that they don't sleep together, but said, I like it this way. She concluded, it's my decision. Eventually, we'll get a place in the city together. In a world that often demands simple answers to complex questions, Diller's candid reflections serve as a reminder that love and identity rarely fit into neat, labeled boxes. His story with Diane von Furstenberg is not just about romance, but about growth, resilience, and the power of emotional truth. Their decades-long relationship defied expectations, challenged conventional definitions, and ultimately blossomed into something deeply personal and profoundly unique. Diller's openness about his relationships with men doesn't diminish his love for Diane, it amplifies the authenticity of their bond. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more updates. Thanks for watching.